Hello viewers, welcome to the channel Amazing Civil Engineering Studies. In today's video we are going to discuss about deep foundation, type of deep foundation. What is deep foundation? When depth of footing is larger than width of footing, then this type of foundation are called deep foundation. Basically, there are three types of deep foundation: pile foundation, caissons, cofferdams. Pile foundation. It is the type of deep foundation in which a long cylinder of different material like concrete, steel, timber, etc. are used. Why we use pile foundation? When safe bearing capacity of soil is not good. When water table is at higher depth. When there are no hard strata available at a lower depth. When the dewatering for shallow footing is higher. When there is very heavy load. When foundation carrying non-uniform load. When anchoring of structure is required. To construct structure in marine area. Basically there are two type of pile based on load bearing. Load bearing pile. Non-load bearing pile. Load bearing pile. This type of pile are used for transmit vertical load which is coming from above structure. Non-load bearing pile. This type of pile are not designed for transmit vertical load, but it is used for another purpose like compaction of soil strata below ground. Main classification of pile. Based on function. Based on material. Type of pile based on function. Pile are classified based on function as following manner. Bearing piles or end-bearing piles. Friction piles or skin friction piles. Sheet piles. Tension piles or uplift piles. Anchor piles. Batter piles. Fender piles. Compaction piles. Bearing piles or end-bearing piles. End-bearing piles are transmitting load by using the end component of the pile. In this type of pile, the base of the pile is rest on hard strata, i.e. rock. The pile is driven up to hard strata. Following are the pictures of end-bearing piles. Friction piles or skin friction piles. In this type of pile, load is basically transformed by skin friction of pile. For increasing load carrying capacity of pile, things are follow. By increase diameter of pile. By increase length of pile. By reducing spacing between adjacent piles. By making a pile of rough surfaces. Sheet piles. Sheet pile are not designed for taking vertical load, but it is used retain soil water as retraining wall. Tension pile/uplift pile. This type of piles is used for anchoring structures with soil strata. This type of piles are used when there is high uplift pressure. When structure is tall due to wind pressure or earthquake or horizontal force, structure try to overturn at ground level, so it generates tensile stress in foundation. That why tension piles/uplift piles are used for the resistance of the overturning of structure. Anchor piles. This type of piles are used for anchoring the structure against high lateral pulls. Batter piles. This type of piles are placed include in ground to resist horizontal thrust, which is product by structure. This type of piles are used in marine structures. Fender piles. This type of piles is used to protect waterfront structures or marine structures from the floating materials and impact of ships. Compaction pile. This type of pile are not used for carrying vertical load, but it is used for increasing bearing capacity of soil strata. Type of pile foundation base on materials. Following are the type of pile foundation base on material of pile. Concrete pile, steel pile, timber pile, composite pile, sand pile, concrete pile. In this type of pile, concrete reinforced concrete is used as material. This type of piles are strong, durable, and economical also. This type of piles are widely used in construction field. Type of concrete piles. Precast piles, pre-stress piles, cast in situ piles, precast piles. This type of pile is casted on factories and they are transported on site. This type of pile is ready-made available. This type of piles are carried out on construction site and then using pile driving equipment. This type of piles are driven. The shape of the pile may be square, rectangular, circular. Pre-stress piles. In this type of piles, stressed reinforcement are used. Stress in reinforcement is developed by applying opposite direction force on ends of reinforcements. This type of piles are strong but costly also. Cast in situ piles. This type of piles are also widely used. In this piles are made on construction site. Following steps are carried out. Boring of pile hole. Making reinforcement cage. Lowering reinforcement cage. Concreting of pile hole. Quality of this type of piles are depend open quality of concrete and quality of workers. Steel piles. In this type of pile, steel section are used for vertical load transportation. The following sections are widely used: box section, section, tube section. This type of section are penetrated by heavy load or driving equipment. Timber piles. In this type of pile, timber as a material is used. At the bottom of the pile, steel shoe is provided to easily driving of pile. Composite piles. In this type of pile, two or more than two materials are used. For example, concrete and timber means the advantage of durable concrete and the cheapness of timber is taken. Sand piles. In this pile, sand is used as basic material. And at the top of sand pile, plug of concrete is provided. Sand is compacted by hammering. Thanks for watching. For now, please subscribe, like, share and do not forget to press bell icon.